be relative to
Anyway.
to Josh Gottlieb. Is it in the Josh Gottlieb era or pre-Josh Gottlieb?
Josh Gottlieb is in our era, if that's what you want to. If that's what you're
doing. He doesn't know any of this.
We know. We know that
we're starting from the beginning.
It's all.
Yeah.
Oh,
from
good
the beginning,
Lord.
The beginning of punk in Newmarket.
I was born in Barrie in 1974.
Okay.
That's too far back?
No, that's perfect start.
Perfect start.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward a little bit.
Okay. Spencer.
Yes. I covered half of it in the last show. But no, who are we figuring that's listening? That you like? It seemed like we were hiding the band name or our relation. Because as we mentioned earlier, we figured Seymour is the one listener.
Seymour's the only person listening right now. No, that's not true. I felt like a lot of people were excited about this.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't you see?
Well, yeah, it's just like
Seymour's the one dedicated one.
It's just like any other show. Yeah, we're totally gonna come. We're totally gonna listen, and nobody comes.
That's why you put it on YouTube after, so they can listen when they're at work.
Know,
that's not MetalEddies shows. That's Die Sci-Fi shows.
Oh,
that sucked.
It's not a lie. You guys, when are we getting in on the how bad of a self-promoter you are?
We could discuss that now if you'd like.
Yeah, that's
or how many?
Because right now
I was gonna write the laundry list of
like an hour of. I can't swear. Really?
No, you're not allowed.
You can write it down and point at it.
Give me a pen and paper.
Give him a pen and paper. He went to school for journalism, so he likes to show off.
Okay, here we go.
Pen and paper. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Only thing he ever had on you was ability to proofread.
A silver Sharpie.
Oh, yes.
We've made it. I don't need a letter from Geddy Lee saying I've made it in the Canadian music industry. I needed Taylor to give me a silver Sharpie.
You're welcome.
So the problem with this is the audience can't see that you're holding a rude word over Spencer's head.
With an arrow pointing down.
I thought you were going to just make 5 different, write down 5 different
options.
curse words.
A spinner wheel.
And then you
wheel.
Point just to this. I don't give up about you, Spencer. That's what you can do.
Seymour already knows all this. Let's tell Seymour something he doesn't know.
Okay, anyway, so...
Yeah, go on.
That's a terrible joke for radio, and I was taking it way too far.
Your grandfather's of the punk scene, is that right? Would that be a way to describe it?
Probably. or maybe the punk scene's dirty uncle.
You say Godfather. How about Godfather?
The inappropriate comments at family gatherings.
Right, the inappropriate uncle.
Yeah.
That was always my definition for AC/DC.
That's us now.
We're AC/DC now?
Oh, God.
I guess.
We've probably
sold a lot less money.
We probably sold more T-shirts.
I like you guys more. I really, do.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. All 3 bands.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And 4.
Okay. Why don't we start there? Okay, because we're just kind of spinning our wheels here. Why don't we discuss?
Nobody cares.
What Spencer does
Spinner?
best. Yeah.
Here's a spinner.
Okay.
There's no 5-second delay.
Continue.
God. Okay, so let's talk about your projects first. So
why? Are we not starting from the start?
No, we're going to work our way backwards. It's going to be like a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. It's going to be awesome.
Timeline? Yeah, that's
right. Okay. So, what are you in now?
No. If we're going by newest, wouldn't that be you?
No, we're not going by newest. We're making it about you for a change.
Why are we making it about me? What are you actually doing? I want to know what you're doing. It's not his show. I don't have to answer his questions.
Just as an aside here, a little footnote. If you ever wondered why our band broke up, this is it. It's happening right in front of you. Only do it for.
So we're starting
years.
at the end.
14 years.
We're starting with the breakup. 13 years.
It took you 14 years to break up? I'm surprised it took more than 14 minutes.
It took 14 years to break up, but he still hasn't gotten over me.
Oh, greasy. Anyway. It was actually 13 years, and that's where you got Plan 13 from. It was your escape route.
No. Oh, yeah. Was it?
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Not remotely.
No,
you're making that up.
Really?
No, I'm not.
No,
it was
you're making
13
that up.
years.
That's actually pretty cool.
It was 10 solid years, and then it petered out.
Yeah. So anyways, we started the band in 2001. Right? We started playing...
2000. December 9th, 2000 was the first show.
Right. We started playing in 2000. April of 2000 is when I met you. And we just kind of hid in the basement and played songs and wrote. And because I'd never really written before. I'd played in bands before. I'd sung backup before. I'd never really written anything.
So I had to show him how to do stuff.
You were basically.
Were you playing bass in MetalEddies or just singing?
He started out on guitar.
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, no, you started on bass when we had Jay,
Right.
who you brought to the table.
Hey, I know this
The
cool guy.
last show, I mistakenly
that
made
story.
half
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
you.
Yeah, I know this guy who looks
Now
like a
we'll
punk rocker.
make
He can
half
play
of it.
guitar and no.
It took us how many months to get rid of him? I thought he was a good friend of Johnny's, like, for years on end. It turned out that you met him how long before me?
3 weeks?
3 weeks before me, hosted by a good friend of his.
Yes.
So I was like, how do we get rid of this Johnny's idiot friend?
Yeah, yeah. No,
And then, like-
my heart was broken that night too. I don't know why I offered him a job in my band. Because it was like, I really like that girl, and I've liked her for a long, long time. Where'd they go together? Damn.
Oh.
Anyways,
Okay.
but that was a long time ago.
That was a really long time ago.
Anyhow, so moving on. So we had you on guitar, me on bass, Jay on guitar, and we had no drummer.
Well, his contribution was to first practice.
Oh, yeah, he borrowed
we had
all of our gear.
we had a band meeting because I was like, I don't know if I want these random people who I met from an ad on the wall at the Arts to come over to my place.
Not even the new arts, the old arts. So
I
we were
like
like
that. I
slumming
remember
it.
that.
We were slumming it.
There you go. To see, I was like, oh, bring instruments. We'll have a meeting, see what we want to do, see if we're on the same page. Because here's one for you. He literally phoned me up and said, I saw your ad at the Arts. I just moved back from Toronto. I literally don't like any of the bands that you listed on your ad of the 25 bands except for the Ramones. That was the only thing. It was literally
you know what?
a central character that I drew on the
Wanna be
ad.
friends?
The character's wearing a Ramones shirt.
Is this you?
Every single band on the outside, he was like, I don't like or know anything of what you're all about except the Ramones.
But I want to be in your band.
No.
No, I
want.
want. There you go. There you go.
No. It's like I want to be in your band. It's not. Never was his band.
Oh, whose band was it?
Let's have a meeting at the only donut shop around that lets you smoke inside.
Right.
Which
That's how
showed-
old we are.
Well, it was a concern at the time, so
It
we
was.
we
It
did
was a
have to
valid
meet.
concern.
We did have to meet in Bradford. So it was like,
Yeah.
are these people gonna murder me in my basement? Do I want to bring them over? So I was like, bring an instrument. You brought a guitar and a bass. Did you have an amp at
I
that
had
time
an
that
amp.
you bought?
I had
brought.
no. I didn't have an amp per se. Air quotes. It was a speaker
That you found in the trash.
hammered into a wooden box with an input that I quite literally pulled out of the trash at the corner of Queen and Broadview.
It was a late 70s Trainer solid state TS series.
So it was a
piece of
speaker
junk.
hammered
Anyways.
into a box with
Anyways.
an input. It was awful.
I still have to explain and teach him
Do you
everything.
still have that amp?
No, you sold it to Lowe.
I actually got money for that?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Or he wanted it.
I think I gave it to him. I must have just given it to him. That was awful.
He probably had a slice of pizza, and you were like, even Steven.
Fair enough.
Good chance of it. Anyway, so he brought that. He brought pawn shop bass, pawn shop guitar. I had
Garbage amp.
other amps and stuff like that. Bass amp for him
And
to play.
a drum kit set up. Just nobody
This
could sit behind
Jay,
it.
who I thought was a good friend of his for years on end, brought a King can in a shopping bag. He brought a single beer for himself as his contribution.
I thought he brought that as like a cowbell.
I remember this story and I was like, why
Yeah.
is the beer
Yeah.
such a big deal? Why do I only remember the beer? And you're telling the story again, so it's a big deal.
He brought one
and you
beer.
only brought one big
One
beer for
one
yourself.
drink for himself. I told that story, or John told this
You
story.
told that
Are we
story
making
last-
this guy famous?
Last Arts Talk, you are making him famous.
Okay.
This is the most
Well, yeah, 'cause I
common
said
any
what-
story.
Yeah,
Arts
exactly.
Talk, no. Okay,
Do you
so
want
let's
to
keep
tell the
going.
story of how years later he introduced you to
yes,
Rancid
I was gonna
about
say.
getting a
I
sign?
was gonna
Yeah,
say,
there we go.
Let's make,
there we
make
go.
this the J thread.
There
This
you
is gonna
go.
be awesome. He's cutting hair in Toronto right now, by the way.
Is he?
He's a barber.
Really?
He's
Okay.
a professional barber.
That's pretty cool.
Kind of rad actually.
He has
it's like
a
an old school
job.
barber shop,
That's
like
very
with the
cool.
straight razors and stuff. And I wish I remembered the name of it because I give him a plug, but I can't. So just find a guy named Jay.
He plays punk rock and
Well, not anymore. I
used
think he
to.
cuts hair now.
oh.
No, I still think
He
plays in
actually
the band.
left the band because he said he was in another project that was possibly going to take a lot of his time. We were like, go do that.
So, yeah, he was definitely into something.
Yeah.
So
6 years later?
6 years later.
6 years later.
Yeah. So
Ran into him at a show downtown.
Our band is doing pretty well. Like we're playing pretty regularly. Spencer's great at promotion. So,
Oh, we were doing amazing at that time.
we were doing really, really good. And
As the MetalEddies.
As the MetalEddies. So
by that time, I wasn't only carrying you; I was also carrying Daryl.
nobody can carry me.
Exactly.
No, Devo was
Dragging
still
you
in
like
the
a
band.
corpse.
I think Devo was still in the band at that point.
2000, end of 2005 is when Daryl joined.
I thought it was 2007.
Joe Bradley?
Nope.
Yeah.
Because we had the 5th anniversary
yeah.
show. We did the acoustic only set at the youth center.
Okay, so
So 2006.
Whatever. You want to tell the story, Princess?
No, or just defining the date, and then you can take it from there.
Whatever.
I did the math for you.
Too old.
Should we let Johnny use one swear word while he's?
I know. we're
Just
gonna
one.
kick off.
Dang nabbit!
You're not
Oh,
allowed.
make it count. Okay, so
I'm just kidding.
so we're at the Phoenix, and the thing.
I wasn't there. You were there.
What? No,
I didn't go to that.
You didn't go to that?
I didn't go to that.
You were there.
No, I wasn't there.
My memory is not what it used to be.
It really
let his
nothing
memory
you
be
have is
off.
what it
Let-
used to
let
be,
my
and
tell-
it didn't used to be all that
And in
hot.
some places I got more than
See, I
it
left
used
a
to
little
be.
blank there so you could insert your own.
Okay, who was I there with then?
Those don't make you look smart, by the way.
No, they don't. They just make me look. Who was I there
Referring
with?
to
you
Johnny's
didn't miss
glasses for those without TV coverage.
Doesn't matter. Don't out anyone as your friend.
I'm
You were
pretty-
there.
I'm
You ran
pretty
into
sure
Jay.
you
You
were
couldn't
there,
believe he was
Jay.
there.
Yeah, so we were there. We saw Dropkick Murphys, Bouncing Souls, and Lars Fredrickson and the Bastards. Okay, it was a pretty stacked show, and I was pretty excited to be there. I swear you were there. Oh wait, no,
I wasn't there.
Oh, Electric Frankenstein is where I dumped my Guinness all over the guy's merch table. That's
That
right.
was another good story.
That was a great story. But the point I'm
They
trying
had
to
20 CDs sitting there,
Oh.
and Johnny grabs one and knocks it.
the place
full
is for
beer.
empty. I'm the only guy there, and I walk up to the merch table and I dump my beer all over everything. And I'm thinking to myself, I barely have enough to buy another beer, let alone everything on the merch table.
Right.
Right? So, man. So, anyways, the point of the story that I was trying to make before he begged off being there was that the band was doing pretty well.
Just keeping it accurate.
Carry on, Johnny.
Our friendship grew at the same time.
Don't make it sound in terms of exercise, because he won't.
But now,
Go on.
but if you want to keep it accurate, he's still a jerk. So,
I'm okay with that.
anyways, so this Jay comes up to me. I hadn't seen him since he left the band, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a big promoter in the city now." Blah 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 blah. blah.
Here's where Johnny's changing the story.
and-
I never heard that part.
Oh yeah, and he's like,
Okay.
"I actually know Lars Fredrickson, and I'd love to introduce him to you." And I'm like, "That sounds rad. I'm a big fan of Rancid. I'm a big fan of the Bastards, and okay, cool." And we had done up this is why you were there. We had some flyers printed off
wasn't there.
with our website and all of the information, almost like a business card.
That
but
was
like,
so old at that time.
but
that
you were
old.
still there.
I wasn't there. I wasn't at that show.
So anyways, he says, "Come with me." And we go into the little side room with the merch and all that, and there's Lars behind the merch table, and I thought that was really cool that this guy that I look up to and, actually working bands, he's working his own merch table. I thought that was pretty rad. Like, so I hand him, Jay goes, "Yeah, go talk to him." So I hand him this thing, and I was about to say, "This is the band my buddy was telling you about." And he grabs it and he turns it over, autographs it, and hands it back. And I go, "What the hell was that?" And so I go, "Jay, I thought that, you," and he goes, "Well, I thought that you'd introduce yourself. I just got you into the room." It's the merch room. It's the merch room. It's
I
not
need
like
somebody
it's
to
the
bring me in the merch
VIP.
room.
Like, I'm so confused right now. I'm just going to go back and watch the bands, and I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm very confused and a little upset and kind of embarrassed and
He
humiliated.
probably thought he had to point it out to you because he only knew where the snack bar
But
was.
the best part about the whole thing is like, Lars Fredrickson autograph. So cool. So, anyways, yeah. So that's that story. And then he Facebooked me probably about 2 years ago. And again,
Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, glad
he
we
goes-
were broken up at the time.
And he goes, "Hey, it's Jay. Do you remember we started the MetalEddies together?"
But was he even there when we had the band? I guess he was.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Apparently my memory is suspect, so I'm defaulting to you on this. But that's what
Because it was like a 5-month
it's like,
argument.
I'm not really sure what you remember, dude, but you brought a beer. You're like,
That was your contribution.
that was your
Well,
contribution.
what was the length of your conversation that you guys had online?
Oh, two.
Did you friend
I think
each other?
He friended me first
Why did you accept?
because I don't dislike the guy,
Okay.
and he was in a band in Toronto, and
Okay.
I wanted to check out his band. It's actually pretty good. I think it was called Relic Dog.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you know them?
I feel like I've
Don't
heard that
promote
name.
that.
Relic
Good
Dog.
lord.
So I don't know if he's still with them, but he's definitely cutting hair now.
How long was the MetalEddies together?
13 years.
13 years.
Was 14 a minute ago.
Yeah,
Well, you corrected me.
So yeah,
Produced-
eventually he
No,
goes
listen,
with
so
the...
1, 2, 3, 2001, 2002, 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 13, right? But you just said we got together in 2000, so it's 14.
You're defining the year when we split. What?
I am smart because of the glasses.
I'm
You did prove you
you're
can count to
aghast?
13.
You're happy, sad,
no,
mad?
I'm having second thought. I mean, normally
Second-
normally
I'm having second thoughts about having you on my show.
Show's over.
After last time, we decided to pre-tape a Spencer show and decide what to do with it after the fact.
Pre-taping would be good because I swear I could just bleep it.
I was having second thoughts.
Ride the slider here and
Just
just
let me
like...
talk.
Why? You invited me. I didn't invite him.
This would be normally where I'd tell everyone that this is ArtsTalk on 102.7 Shop FM, but I'm having second thoughts about doing that. I'm being
Oh,
You don't want to
I'm
admit where we are.
Cause. Let us introduce ourselves for 1 second, and then you can have the rest of the show.
Did you not introduce yourselves yet?
We're gonna
Yeah,
do
you
it a
did.
second time for the people just joining us.
You're right, people joining late
Like
and wondering.
Spencer, who's still
what-
getting off work normally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tunes
Normally-
in.
There
Did you
you
get off
go.
early for this?
Yeah, I took vacation time for this.
Wow.
It's a
I
big
wasted
deal.
my vacation time on you.
Wow.
Big deal.
Yeah.
That's something.
Okay, go.
That's nice.
Go. I want to hear it.
No,
Do it again. Do it again.
this is
Do it.
ArtsTalk on 102.7
No.
Shop FM.
This is
ArtsTalk.
ArtsTalk.
No, do it.
No.
And this is ArtsTalk. Oh. Okay, sorry guys.
And who are you?
That's why Dave does it.
I'm Taylor Cross.
I'm Jake Peters.
I'm Spencer Sleep.
That's it.
I don't
You have to say it.
I don't have to say
You
it.
do it.
You have to do
We're next.
Be part of the
I'm
team.
next.
I'm not on this team.
Not on the team.
I've been off the team with Johnny since... Do the math again, Johnny. Do the math again.
You and I haven't been on the same team in a long time.
There you go.
Did the band break up because you dislike each other so
Very
strongly?
much so,
That
very
was
much
really
so,
what it was
yes.
about. It wasn't musical differences. It was just
No,
you
the
guys
music was great.
Don't
He's
like
just-
each other.
You guys
Not-
actually didn't.
The music was great.
Compared to you?
So how many albums did it produce? 8, 9, 10 records?
What,
We'd have to argue the math on that as
Yeah.
well.
We have time for
See,
that.
we were the jerks that would like. It's like, okay, we've got a full length, but then in between full lengths, we've got like EPs just because we were bored on a weekend.
Really?
Like, it's ridiculous. We have 3 full length albums for sure, and probably like a dozen.
A
EPs,
dozen EPs?
maybe more.
So we're talking about
pretty
60,
cool.
50,
It's
60 songs?
It's
there?
ridiculous. It's
He
ridiculous.
names numbers like the number of slices you promised him or something like that. He just makes crap up and elevates it.
Attention,
as much
Radioland!
as
I'm about
possible.
to make him look dumb again.
A dozen. Let's rattle off this dozen.
3 full length albums. 3 full length albums. 3. I can't even speak. I'm so angry.
Let alone count.
I'm so 3 full length albums. Because like all awesome bands, our first album was a cover album.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, it was great.
Really? You? Oh my god!
Right?
Oh
Right?
my god! Spencer never ever lets it go how many covers that hysterics do.
Okay.
And you're just
Right?
Oh,
I wanted
Oh.
this to be a public thing that you
So-
find out about.
So-
And there's a story behind that
So,
too.
You
and
are
I
something
came up.
else.
I came up
Exactly,
with.
this
I came
is
up with
why.
the name of the album, and it's still the best album name album
you-
I've ever named.
Okay.
It's called "Don't Judge a Punk by His Covers." I thought that was
I
brilliant.
thought, yeah, that is brilliant.
You
Right?
came up
Very
with
clever.
"Don't judge a book by its covers." I thought you said "Don't judge a punk by its punk by his covers," and you were like, "Wow, that's so much better. You improve upon everything I do."
Yes, Spencer, that's exactly what I
There
said.
we
In
go.
exactly that tone.
It was a covers album. It doesn't even matter.
I'm so
They-
happy you're in my life.
Right.
There you go. Out
The
of
second
out
album,
of.
the second full-length album, which was originals, was called "Too Late to Grow Up Now," and that's when we discovered that I need to spell check everything
That's the only
because
use I have for
Spencer
him.
went to school for art.
Oh.
ArtsTalk. He went to school for art. I went to school for English. 2, 2, and 2. There, and there. Here, and here. Like, yes, oh! Even when we talk on Facebook, I still correct him. I'm
I
like,
do too.
Dude.
I'm constantly correcting the yours and the theirs.
Yes!
I know.
Right?
Is he just playing with us?
Yes!
Oh,
100%. 100%.
I know.
Right? There's no way a man can be that dumb.
He's just egging us on.
Look how
Never
red you
mind.
are.
I'm so angry. Okay, so anyway.
It's like I help you exercise
take a
while
picture
you're
of that.
sitting.
Right?
It's great.
The best
You're
part
burning
was,
so many calories right now. The room stinks, but at least you're getting
you
better.
wouldn't like me when I'm angry and you use bad grammar. Okay, so our first cool T-shirt was a white T-shirt with a black design. Spencer did all the designs, all the artwork and stuff because that was his thing. Spelling wasn't. We've already established that. Okay, so the first, it was like we stole the Metallica logo with the angular, right?
So it was a
And
cover logo
it was
as
like
well.
MetalEddies, right, with the spiky bits and everything. It looked rad. Right? And then it had like a sea of people doing the metal hands. And then on the back it said, 3 chords, we're bored, no morals. But except he spelled chords like as in rope, C-O-R-D-S.
Oh, jeez.
And he printed up, I don't know, 100 T-shirts.
Oh.
I printed 10 T-shirts, did the correction, and then everybody was like, I want the rare incorrect one. So they bought one of each.
Oh. I'm surprised that you can
wouldn't
hear
say that.
anything anybody's saying with
that's
your head that far up.
actually true.
Sorry, I interrupted you that time.
No, I was just saying.
That is actually a true story.
I'm surprised that he can hear anything we're saying with his head jammed that far up his own.
Pointing in the paper.
Oh, yeah.
Show your literary side, Johnny.
can
Write it down. Woo!
Oh my god.
Anyhow.
So 3 full-length EPs. The first one called...
No, 12 EPs. We're getting to the 12
3
EPs.
full-length
No,
albums.
yeah.
Yeah,
3
so
full
we're
length.
naming the 12 EPs, which he
No,
has
we're
yet to
not.
name
No.
one of.
Okay.
No, you said
we
yeah.
were talking the full lengths first.
First full-length. Don't judge a punk by its cover.
Right. Which was the most fun recording I've ever had, I think.
And who did you cover that? Bad Brains?
We did the Monkees. We did.
Awesome.
We did.
Monkey's tune.
Yeah, we did Last Train to Clarksville. Except on the way to Uxbridge, where we recorded it, we rewrote the lyrics together in the car there. So it was Last Train to Uxbridge, and it was all about a guy who got sloppy drunk at the bar at wing night, and long story. Had to take the train because he lost his license. You get the picture. So we covered the Monkees. We covered. We did some Rocky Horror Picture Show tunes.
Oh, nice.
We did. What else did we? We did Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby.
No.
Really?
Totally.
Oh my God.
We
Ice
did.
No, just a cappella.
Can you?
We did whatever we wanted.
It was amazing.
Did you actually do an
Yeah, we were way.
Yes.
We're
Ding 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 ding
No,
ding 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 ding
I'm not- I'm not-
ding 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 ding. It was amazing.
It was me and Dave. It was so amazing because you weren't even involved in it. That was me and Dave.
The Rocky Horror thing was like a ska version.
Of what song?
But not, and we gave up
Science
halfway
Fiction.
through, and we just
Oh,
left
my
it on the album. It was awesome.
Science
We would
Fiction
do
double
we
feature
would
we
do one Rocky Horror show every Halloween to have the Rocky Horror Punk Rock show,
Aw.
and then
We do a different one every year.
different one every year,
pretty
and then
rad.
people would hound us until we added a second one to the show, and I think we actually topped out at 3 at
We
one
did
show.
top out at 3. We did
Because
Science Fiction
Fraser,
double feature,
Josh's younger brother,
was obsessed.
was only liked us for that.
Yeah, so we did. I think that show we did Science Fiction double feature. We did Sword of Damocles and Hot Patootie.
Nice.
Over the Frankenstein
I love
place,
Hot
we
we
did
do
that
the
as
Over the-
well.
Over
Did
the
we-
Frankenstein
Did we
place.
ever actually perform Saturday night, or did we?
No, we did. We did.
Or did we just
Oh, it did
rehearse it and?
It didn't go well, people. It was awful. It was absolutely terrible because there was no saxophone.
Okay.
I
I
tried.
don't
Yeah, but
remember.
Can we hear this anywhere?
No, man.
No,
No,
we're-
no.
Spencer, I know you have a CD.
We are like
Yeah.
Give it to
cave
me.
drawings. There are vague accounts of what happened.
Are you not real right now?
No,
Okay.
no. There are like cave drawings and the odd, flyer, and that's it. Other than that, our career is non-existent.
Oh no, actually,
And
I
there's-
found you at the Newmarket Public Library.
Really?
Yeah, there's those. Remember, I posted it. It's
What?
was
Don't
it
worry,
Nobody's-
I took it out and destroyed it.
Nobody's business compilations.
The
that
Pez.
Pez made.
Oh,
But there's
yeah.
at least
like,
one
no-
MetalEddies song. Something about
Eyes
Betty.
rolling.
Yeah, Betty thinks I'm boring.
I
Yeah.
like it. I don't know a lot of MetalEddies.
You didn't
because
even
I missed
start
it.
in the right place. We started with a cassette EP. If you
I
want to do
completely
accounting,
forgot about the cassette.
I
yeah.
love the excitement. You get so excited and then so angry so quickly.
I'm a
Are
man
you
of
a-
extremes.
Sagittarius.
Very sad, very sad.
It's like free pizza, and then he starts like getting angry about what toppings are on
Free
it.
pizza!
But then he realizes
No
it's
pizza.
free pizza.
Great. Oh, I hate that.
Me too.
anyhow, so yes, we
Give him a phone book and dipping sauce, and he'll finish it.
Oh, we are so all over the map.
Anyway,
this is like a dumpster
yeah, because we're
fire.
waiting. You've got
This is like a dumpster
the entire
fire.
goal of this.
Dumpster fire with tires in the dumpster.
Tires
it's a dumpster tire fire.
Garbage, wet garbage.
You claimed 12
and hair from Jay's barbershop.
Ew. Are you talking about that's what the show is?
No, like this conversation.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's like
I didn't mean all of our song. I knew you meant this show, but I like how you laughed thinking it.
I'm just wondering
Anyway.
when you tuned out if you lasted longer than most of the people who are listening. Anyway, so
Sorry.
your entire goal is naming the 12 EPs. So far, I've named 1, you've named 0.
time to kill.
So, okay, add a number so you can keep going.
2.
2?
Those.
There we go.
3 songs for the price of 2.
Okay.
That was another one. Oh, my favorite one.
So we're at.
Which is your favorite one? Metal.
You're number 1. I don't know. There was a bunch. Okay, so when do we get
You're
back
climbing
to
down off the dozen then, John?
you know what? No, there was so many, man. Like the thing
3.
was, no, there was lots because I've got like. Okay, and this is the Spencer's family ran a framing shop, so there was a lot of butcher paper involved, and set lists were written on like brown recycled butcher's paper, and things were wrapped in butcher's paper. I have probably 100,000.
He spent more time writing out lists of every single song we have to pick and choose and put them in what order we should use them for the set list than he did learning an instrument.
It made me feel important. So no, and like so Spencer would burn off a CD.
So he
and
quit
say,
when you gave up on that?
What?
Trying to feel important.
Oh, no. So he would burn a CD and say, "Hey, here's the new EP," and he'd wrap it in this butcher's paper and hand it to me. And I go, "Cool." And I'd go home because I didn't have a CD player in my car, so I'd go home and I'd open it up. It was like Christmas. Every time we got together, it was like Christmas. And I'd open up this little package, and it would open up, and it would be a blank CD. Right, like a home burned CD,
Yep.
and I could tell there was stuff on it. When you flip it over, you can see, right?
The rings.
But you flip it back over where a normal human would put a sticker or write on with a Sharpie. And I was just looking at this handsome face staring back at me. And I probably have 100,000
I
of
put
those at
stickers
home.
of my face
And
on
I
it.
count every single one of those. I'm upping it from a dozen to 100,000. I count every single one of those as an EP because everything it was like, no, I'm serious. Because it'd be like, here's these 3 songs on an EP, and then here's another unlabeled CD with 2 of the songs from the first one, but a different one. So that's still different,
Yeah.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Right?
Special edition.
I win.
Where
Thank you.
show me in life where you have ever been able to throw your hands up and say, I
He
win.
just did it right in front of you.
Right?
Because you have 12 different MetalEddies CDs. You
It
win.
doesn't matter.
That's
You know
winning?
what? If this is the only place that I could throw my hands up in the air and go, I win, I'm glad it's on ArtsTalk. Anyhow,
I'm just glad
That was
at
a
the
good
end
one.
when we split up the money. I
sorry.
charge
we
you
were-
for those
we were-
12
We were
CDs.
talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I got the anticipation thing. It wasn't ArtsTalk. It was ArtsTalk. I did screw it up. I apologize.
Where did you record all this stuff?
Anywhere we could.
Anywhere?
Oh man, we were like gypsies. It was crazy. We would like.
We were-
like, he
Had we put anything into the band, it could have gone so much further. It was all about self-recording, and there was no money actually put into the band other than what we would make at our merch table. This is back in the day when you could actually sell merchandise. We made a killing off of T-shirts. Him saying there were no artifacts. We sold.
You know what? He's absolutely right. Like
We sold anywhere between 1,300 to 1,500 T-shirts.
I'm
in
walking
years,
through. I'm
yeah.
walking through Upper Canada Mall with my 2-year-old daughter and my wife, and I get mugged by kids. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Really?
To the point now.
It was, yeah.
Okay, my daughter is now 12. I am no longer 25. Okay, and I have been living where I'm living now for 13 years. Okay, I moved there in 2006. I'm at
Can't tell the difference between 12, 13, and 14.
I'm at
Okay.
Sobeys buying prune juice because I'm feeling a little bunged up. And some guy comes up to me and goes, "Johnny Eyeball, holy crap!" What? What? Huh?
He went fanboy on you at Sobeys.
At Sobeys.
Wow.
You're famous.
Wow.
Seriously.
How does that feel, Johnny?
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty amazing.
I bet you it is.
It made me feel good at the time when I was there with my family, and I was driving. had my dark green
touch me.
Ford Taurus station wagon, right? And I got my daughter in the back in a car seat, and I got my wife beside me, and a kid I recognized from the scene kind of passes me and he goes, "That car is so punk rock." I'm a dad now. And all the gear fits in the back, so it's kind of cool, right? Yeah. But it's still a Ford Taurus station wagon, and my dad had the exact same car. So,
same VIN number and everything.
Same VIN number. Yeah, no, it was really cool. Christian, like you were saying, he's like the unsung hero of the market.
Well, we saw him last time.
This guy,
Skip.
but like he'd have a photographer at every single show, and then we'd walk into the youth center, and like you'd walk into the youth center, and there's tons of kids everywhere. It was insane, and you walk in, and there's like 15-foot tall posters of us hanging from the ceiling.
Really?
I'm like, excuse me, when?
Yeah.
What? It was
literally
weird.
They decided to burn off printer ink, and it was those make a banner or whatever.
I'm not kidding.
And
they were well, for me,
not
it was like
not 15 feet, but
Spencer's was like 3 feet wide by like 10 feet tall. Mine was like 6 feet wide and like
by
3
a foot
feet tall.
tall.
But the point is, right? We're like Abbott and Costello.
are
Have you ever
adorable.
noticed that? I'm short and fat. He's tall and skinny. We're Abbott and Costello. We're gonna go fight the mummy after this.
there you go. No, they were about 6 by 12 feet.
They were huge.
They were
That's
massive.
crazy. I can't imagine seeing that.
And it was
Yeah.
like live, like
real.
pictures of us like playing on stage and stuff.
That's
it was
so cool.
insane.
Ever so slightly annoyed that we weren't told when they were taking them down that we could have them.
Oh yeah, they got recycled.
They got pitched.
They got
super sad.
right, but the
So-
youth center was great because it was this huge gymnasium, and
Yeah.
they built a stage, and they pull it out and put it at the one end, and like that one night, man, there was like
Which one night? It was
so
every
many.
other night.
Like-
Every night.
like 1,500 kids. Maybe.
Okay, you are so bad with numbers.
How many kids?
He plays bass, so you expect him to be able to count to
Stop.
4, but he can only get up to 2.
How many?
Maxed out. It was. I think I said it the last time we were on. It was the Friday, Saturday night Punktoberfest.
We're talking about the old film factory here.
Yeah,
On Charles?
there. You
Yeah.
don't even know direction. It was the Flatliners just after they got signed to Fat Wreck. They were the Saturday night. We were the Friday night. Ours was 550 through the door plus admission, plus staff,
Sneak-ins.
band, and so
Sneak-ins.
on. And theirs was 650.
Well, there you go.
So
1,100 kids.
But together,
Well, to split,
together,
kind of
both
thing.
nights were about
Yeah,
1,500.
that's
I win.
insane.
woo!
Insane.
And we played the first night, so you don't win.
And it was all kids though
Anyway.
too, right? Like
Well,
not
yeah,
the
they were all-
majority
they were
of it
all
was,
ages
like,
shows.
Yeah, it was all
younger.
ages shows.
All ages shows. We talked
Astonishing
Yeah.
numbers. Crazy.
It was
we talked
ridiculous
about this
numbers.
when Die Sci-Fi was on. Was that now it seems that it's all ages shows, and I got a story about our first 19 plus show, but like now it seems
Anyway.
everybody like it's all 19 plus shows in bars. Back in the day, it was all ages shows, and we would like struggle to find 19 plus shows. But then we have
Why?
I don't know.
It was
I don't
impossible.
know anyone involved in all ages shows, but I'm also older now.
Well, and that's the
so,
thing,
like,
and I
we're
think
all
everybody
older.
that was doing the all ages shows is now older, and now
Yeah.
they want to go to the bar. But we even had arguments about why would you want to play an all ages or a 19 plus show because
Before we actually played a show, you said, "Why would I ever want to play Newmarket?" And you ate those words so fast.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh.
ate those
It was
words
awesome.
so fast.
And that just makes me sound like a jerk. Let me tell the story. So before
Everyone
I
has
moved
their hate Newmarket phase, I think.
before I moved to Newmarket or before I moved to Toronto, I was part of the Newmarket music scene, and it completely died off. And then while I was in Toronto, it came back. I'm not saying that me being gone made it come back.
Extra space in the
Oh.
room.
Right? He's right. That's the difference between the 550 and the 650. Let's be honest.
There you go. There you go. Literally is. That was funnier than you gave him credit for. That I actually liked. There's always this little nugget out of all of this that makes it all worth it.
Chicken nugget?
I have really low standards, but there's always that little bit.
Chicken nugget?
The little nut at the bottom of the Cracker Jacks that has all the sugar crusted to it. That it's
Cracker
like,
Jacks?
yeah.
I'm so hungry right now. Okay, so.
That's why we let you sit closest to the door so you could bolt anytime you needed to.
I totally was going to bring McDonald's in here. But, okay, so the, what was I saying?
Before you started gnawing off your arm?
The Newmarket story. How?
Oh yeah,
scene.
so
Toronto.
when I came back, there was this vibrant music scene in Newmarket where I had seen one come and go, right? So that's why I was saying, I don't want to play Newmarket. Newmarket's dead. No, not really.
And that was like late 90s?
That was 99.
And-
No, early 2000. I moved home in 2000.
You moved.
Just going by
early
all
April
the-
2000. So.
April 1st, I met this guy.
Yeah, how fast did you decide to wreck my life once you got home?
Okay, I got to tell you, the very first time I hung out at his place, the first time I was allowed to hang out at his place.
What was the first time you met me?
No, because Jay wasn't there. It was the first time I was by myself.
Oh, to the house in Newmarket or to the shop?
To the shop.
Oh,
So-
to the shop was the first time with
Okay,
Jay.
well, whatever. I walked down to the basement.
Whatever, facts be damned.
This is the I'm gonna open the window into Spencer's soul. Okay, this is I hope you get everything you need to know about this man right here from this one story.
They already know more than they need to know.
I walk down into the basement and there's a nickel on the floor in the middle.
Yes.
In the middle of
I'm
the
awesome.
hallway. In the middle of the hallway, and so I bend down and I pick up the nickel. I'm like, dude, you dropped some change. And he goes, put that back. That's my security system. I go, excuse me? And he goes, obviously, you walked past it and had to pick it up, so now I know you were down here. That's either brilliant or absolutely insane.
Right.
A little bit of both.
And I'm like, what am I getting
That's kind
myself
of like Spencer.
into?
The very first meeting.
The very first time.
Yes.
I'm
What
am I
like,
getting
I'm like,
into?
I think it was a quarter, but it was, it doesn't matter. There was change on the floor, and I picked it up, and he's like, aha! It worked.
It was a nickel. I raised it to a quarter once we started selling all those shirts.
Right.
So you had the opportunity at that point to turn on your heel and leave and never see him again.
Yeah, but I
You
was
didn't do that.
intrigued.
Movement's not his strong
I
suit,
was
so he
intrigued.
was barreling one way and
Momentum.
I wasn't.
doubled over when he went to pick it up.
Did you make fun of him that much when you were in the band? Was it this intense?
More.
Oh, more.
We
We didn't have you
Thing.
interrupting us.
You've never seen.
You went off to Barry, so.
Okay, here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. Our show. Air quotes again. People.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, it was definitely a show.
Our show.
Don't call it performance, call it show.
It was one part interpretive dance.
By the audience.
One part.
My mom always said that.
Very elegant
flourish.
man
My
gestures.
flourish.
Oh, my God.
It was one
Yes.
part interpretive dance. One pot. One part.
Lord, now he's doing recipes. He just eats the ingredients before they're mixed
Keep
anyway.
it going. Don't listen to him.
That's the thing with him. It's just background chatter. Eventually, it's like when you go camping and there's that mosquito in the tent and you can't sleep.
Yeah.
That's him.
Aw.
Okay.
Okay.
One part interpretive dance.
One part interpretive dance. One part stand-up comedy. One part unbridled hatred for one another. And one part, I think there was music in there.
There was
Okay.
music.
A little bit. Okay. But like, I think people got sick of the music pretty quick. Yes, I caught myself there. I think people.
Sadly, they actually didn't. It was us that got sick of it.
I know people loved it, and I have no
To
idea
say
why.
we made the best of a situation because
but we
the sound quality of the places that we played wasn't so over the top amazing.
Right.
So we added to it by having a show go with it.
Right.
Because
Right.
it all turns to mush when you've got these
So-
7 to 9 band shows. Everyone's at maximum volume, and you're in a room that's made of cement.
So quite literally, we'd be playing a song as quickly and as poorly as we possibly could, and then in between songs we'd chirp each other, and then like if he started the song, he'd say something, right? But before I could respond, he'd start the next song. I'm like, oh, right? And so I'd have like a minute and a half to think of a comeback, right? And then I'd say something, and then I'd start the next song. So it just kind of went on like that. And
Depending on who wrote the song, depended who started the song.
right.
And I'd usually
This
write
song
songs.
starts with a screaming bass solo.
Yeah.
Guess who wrote it?
I'd start the songs with the guitar, and then drums would come in, and then he'd play catch up. So it'd be like I'd start drowning him out, then the drums would drown him out even more, and then he had no choice but to join in.
It was, and I'd be standing there and I'd be wanting to fight. I'm like, come on, let's fight. Oh, drums. Oh.
This is so punk rock.
This sounds like I missed
Was there
out.
was there a
This
set list or
sounds-
was there even a
There-
set
there
list?
There was
was
a
a
million
a
set
million
lists.
set lists.
Yeah.
Remember you
Yeah.
it takes out all the time. It's kind of funny that you list out all of your songs to pick them in the right
Oh,
order.
it's awful.
We haven't
You
even.
do that?
I used to do that. I don't do that
Oh,
anymore.
I'm
I
such
don't
a
have time
list
for
maker.
that.
I am so OCD about stuff like that. It's crazy.
He can
But-
spell and he likes to show it off.
So the
We'll have to do a part 3, I think. But anyways, finish this story.
We've got till 8 o'clock. What are you talking
We
about?
don't. The girls
It
are
locks
here.
from this side, not
Yeah.
that side.
I got band practice. Okay.
anyways,
Covers.
Yeah. So
Don't judge a punk by its cover.
There you go. There you go. Are you going to cover that album?
We also did.
I'm gonna
we
cover
also
the whole
did,
album, yeah.
We also did like Jerry Lee Lewis on that, like Rock Around the Clock. We did the
Chuck
Dukes
Berry.
of Hazzard theme song. We did Johnny Be
I want
Good.
to see.
Annie.
I'll see if I can find it. Annie, we did Tomorrow,
No, you
Tomorrow,
didn't.
I'll love ya, Tomorrow. It was awesome.
That is
Our,
awesome.
our,
so
our
much
thing
fun.
was basically to cover bands that weren't around anymore, because we would go play these shows with the younger bands, and they would cover the band that was like coming to Toronto the next week.
Right.
So we're like, oh, so you're doing an advertisement for a band that's going to do a better version. So we'll do like live versions of stuff you won't see the originator do live
Dumpster
anymore.
fire. This is a
So
dumpster fire.
we.
That was a brilliant insight, don't you think? I mean, looking back, and not to
What,
give
all of
yourself
what we just
credit.
said, or just that little
That-
fragment,
that little
that
one-
little
that
nugget
fragment.
at the end there?
Chicken nugget?
So
That
there's
little
always.
fragment. I think that's a very cool idea. And nobody's going to be disappointed if you're covering something
Oh,
from the
don't
Rocky
say
Horror
that.
Picture Show. Right? Well, I guess they're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, but
you're not living up to some crazy standard.
Yeah, but the cool thing was with Spen and I is that we went to as many shows as we played, right? So we
Right.
got to see a bunch of bands, and like.
We'd always be there before the show started, no matter when our set time.
And we always said the only reason why we started a band was so we could get into
which is
shows
what
for
people
free.
do at all ages shows, not 18+ shows.
Right.
Right.
So the I guess we're running out of time.
The youth
so-
don't know how to pre-drink anyway.
Right? Parking lot
What it
action,
is.
baby.
There you go.
So the cool thing is, the cool thing is about this crummy little band that we
Why'd
started.
you point at me for that?
Because you're crummy, and this crummy little band that we started in your basement with like patched together gear and stuff. We opened for Dayglow Abortions. We opened for DOA. We played on the same
What?
stage as the Ramones.
What?
You know, like we did a lot of cool stuff,
That's a pretty amazing.
Yeah.
right? It was cool.
And like you hear about the MetalEddies still. Like I knew who the MetalEddies were before I was really friends with you guys. so.
Jared from the Reddies saw my MetalEddies pins on my bass that I like, and he's like, "I'm stealing those." I'm like, he never even saw us. He goes, "I'm sure I saw you. I just don't remember."
Yeah.
You know,
That's kind of how I felt. Like, I feel like you must have played.
I saw the Heat Scores, then you saw us.
Yeah.
We played so
I
many
did see
shows
that.
with the Heat Scores.
Really.
Okay, so we have to wrap up, but I'm sending an invitation. I don't know about Dave.
No, he's done with us.
To
He
both
said
of
no.
you, if you want to come back anytime, this is a blast always.
No, I'm actually drawing up the paperwork for a permanent ban.
Okay.
Fair
Permanent
enough.
ban.
We'll talk about
We
it.
understand and we do not hold it against you.
Maybe they don't want to come back. So anyways, yeah, we gotta go. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and sharing your stories.
Did we get anywhere
haven't
whatsoever?
got
No.
We treaded water on some of the stuff that I told last time, and
You
we didn't
retold a couple
mention
things.
drummers. We didn't mention
Yeah, we still don't know about
a
Daryl.
whole lot of things.
So you-
Daryl was drummer number 7, right?
No, he was number 13.
Was he really?
Oh,
Why
We
does
had
that number
se-
keep popping?
We had
up?
7 drummers before we had a show.
that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Come on, are you
Why
making
do you
that
have
up?
such
No,
an issue with
that's
drummers?
serious.
You
Because
really
we don't like people.
Drummers I get along with. It's bass players that I have issues with. Drummers
Oh.
just don't stick around.
Because they know you.
There you go.
Because they know you. Honestly, yeah, we had like 7 drummers before our very first show. It was ridiculous. Absolutely.
How did we find that, man? That shows how big the scene was back then.
And this was
because
before-
that was
this
from
was
April
before
to
Craigslist,
December.
before Kijiji, before
Yeah,
internet.
seriously.
From April
Well, no,
to
maybe not
Paper
December.
before
ads though, like
This
in
is
the
tacking up
classifieds
ads at
looking
the
for a
arts.
band.
You found
Yeah,
something drummer.
and
Oh,
at
word of
shows
mouth.
and everything. But from
Hey, I met
April
this kid at a show. He wants to play drums for us. Okay, cool. What time's he showing up?
from April
Yeah.
to December, we had that many drummers sit behind the kit till we had one learn enough songs to actually put on a show.
And he only lasted the one
That
show.
just shows how much was happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that's
He was obsessed with double. And the thing
Oh.
is, he's like a really good friend of ours now, so I feel kind of
He was
bad.
a really
But
good
he's
friend of mine then.
Oh yeah, that's true. But like he was obsessed with double bass pedal, and like we didn't want.
He
we
doesn't
just wanted,
like you anymore. When's the last time you hung out with him?
Like
There you go. He
2
hates
months
you.
ago.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
well,
Okay, we gotta
Johnny's
wrap this
lying.
up, guys.
We
We gotta
gotta
go. So, okay, yeah, Dave,
Yeah,
your turn.
so,
Your turn to talk.
This has been our
It
stop
has been.
on 102.7.
I'm Taylor Koss.
And I'm Johnny Bloodclot. No, Johnny Eyeball.
That's the other name you see on Facebook.
So cool.
Oh my goodness.
I wish I had chosen that name.
You really have to have like a separate name for the show. If it goes badly, start naming it whatever, so you
you're right.
maintain
A backup
the integrity of ArtsTalk.
Backup name. And we'd like to sincerely thank
Yes.
Johnny and Spencer for being here today.
with a straight face. I'm impressed.
That
Thank
was
you.
dead sincere. Dead sincere.
Yes.
So what do we have up next week, Taylor?
Next week we have Rubella. We're gonna play some unreleased tracks from Flirt with the Dirt because we're releasing it on Friday. Is it Friday? No, Saturday. Saturday the 25th. So we're gonna come on the show this Wednesday coming up
That's
and play some unreleased tracks.
very, very exciting.
And-
I honestly thought you were going to thank next week's guest for canceling, so you have a week off after this.
Oh,
A week of recovery.
He might have needed it.
There you
Now,
go.
hey, you guys, anything coming up? Any Dice Sci-Fi things happening, Johnny?
Dice Sci-Fi is currently taking a bit of a break so we can focus on other projects. I'm starting a Ramones cover band starting.
Are you really?
That's what I said. Tell us about what you're doing now.
Yeah, and
I thought you were
I'm-
starting a Hanson Brothers cover band with your own.
And so I'm writing some new songs just for my own personal, just to get them out.
Oh, that's awesome.
SICKNEEDS are doing well, aren't they?
Absolutely, but that's a whole other episode.
When do you have a show booked yet?
No, we don't have a
We'll
show
talk about
booked
it
yet.
later.
Okay.
Later.
That band's actually going to be good.
Aw, they're all going to be great.
There you go.
Okay, we're wrapping up. We're done. Next week, tune in 6 o'clock, 102.7. It'll be Rubella. We're listening to unreleased tracks. And I just want to bring up that we have a show happening this Friday at the Grey Goat that is with On the Verge, Chainfall, Tribes of the Moon, and The White Swan, which is featuring the drummer of Kitty, which is super exciting for me.
Metal show.
Yes. So, anyways, thanks again for being on the show, guys.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thanks for unlocking the door.
And we're going to listen to a little bit of a Mitt Power trio. Here's Breakthrough on 102.7.
Chop FM.
I'm no hustler, I try to be honest as they come. I trust through trenching over